what's up, everybody? Here we go again, episode 55, FX Value. I'm Brian.
I'm Lucas.
Will.
Will is again phoning in. He's working out on the farms, doing what he does, providing for the people of America. So,
Getting that corn, baby.
getting that corn. So
All day, every
it's
day.
not like
Corn,
Iowa
corn,
corn.
corn.
It's
Yeah, it's not Iowa corn supposedly, but
It is not. It is not. This is South Texas. We do not grow anything near the yields they do up there. They complain about 200 bushels in the sand. We're just hoping to hit like 120 and good stuff down here. So
there you go. So how does that work? Like, how much of that goes like towards like selling in markets versus like dried like deer corn stuff like that?
so for us personally, all everything we grow is just going straight to the deer corn. But
Okay.
majority of all the corn grown is just going to like either feedlots or feed companies to grind up for feed.
It's kind of what I thought because it seems like they always let it dry out before they pull it out. So
Yeah, correct.
makes sense. So well, sounds good. Well, like as we do every other week, we'll start with the hugs and hikes. So Lucas, you want to start with a hug?
yeah, I just wanted to. Have you ever tried the dried corn?
Like eating it?
Yeah, dude, I want to try it.
No, I've never eaten dried
I
corn.
mean, if you don't like the way your teeth are configured, it would probably be all right. But
Oh, okay.
it's
I
yeah,
was gonna say
it's pretty hard. It's
okay. I
pretty
was gonna
hard.
say we could start off a podcast with that, but I like my teeth.
Eating dried
Yeah,
corn.
yeah.
Never mind. Yeah. So into the hug, man. So my first hug. I got Tyron Honey Badger Matthew. Retired this week. Um, Obviously followed him at LSU for a long time. His whole story is just kind of one of perseverance. Got kicked off the team at LSU, worked his way back. Definitely had multiple times he could give up, kept going. Super Bowl champ, uh, and honestly, just one of the, in my opinion, one of the best ever defensive players to watch. Just dominance. He had a magnet for the ball. He always knew where to be. Strip sacks, touchdowns, was an electric punt returner. Yeah, just a crazy good athlete, a hawk for the ball. And yeah, he hung it up. So I'm sure he won't be out of the game long. Um, he's been on record multiple times saying he's wanting to coach, and I know he would love to be at LSU as he's donated plenty of his money to the program and to upgrade facilities and things like that. But yeah, just a great career for the Honey Badger, and it's just sad. Uh, Obviously, we're getting older, seeing some of the people that we grew up watching, um, kind of ending their careers. But
Did
yeah,
he leave as a redshirt sophomore?
at LSU,
Yeah.
no, um, no, he didn't redshirt his freshman year because
Okay.
his freshman year, that's whenever he had against Texas A&M in the Cotton Bowl. He had some crazy plays, and as a freshman, you're like, okay, that guy's different.
Okay.
So I think he was a true junior when he went off to the
I
NFL.
got you.
But yeah, he was part of that 2011 team that was supposed to be really good, and yeah, lost to Bama in the Natty.
What was the whole thing with him? Was it just his attitude? Because I remember he dropped to the third round.
No, I think
Uh,
so. It was attitude.
yeah.
I think he had some like it was a little drug related stuff too, and
Yeah, I
so
Yeah.
think something happened like right after he left LSU, right?
yeah, I think
Got
he
caught smoking weed.
weed.
That's
Yeah,
what it was.
and I think it was multiple times. And then he cleaned it up, and obviously went on to. I mean, he won a Super Bowl in
Kansas City.
Kansas City. Yeah, with the Chiefs. Um, yeah, just awesome to see. And again, if you look at him, he's not the biggest dude ever. So it's like it's just a good overall story. Yeah, just want to give him a hug for a great career, um, and hopefully we see him in the purple and gold again soon.
There you go. My hug goes to Billy Wagner. The Hall of Fame was announced as I don't know when it was announced, but
Yeah,
I know they had the ceremony today, and there was five guys that made it. But obviously, just seeing Billy Wagner is just a really cool thing, especially being an Astros fan forever. Growing up watching him, just throwing absolute gas, just night after night. I mean, dude, like I remember in the early 2000s, like that bullpen was elite. Like,
yeah,
dude, the seventh inning was Brad Lidge, eighth inning was Octavio Dotel.
Hotel.
And then ninth inning was Billy Wagner. Dude, it was just like you got to the seventh inning, it was just shut down. And so it was kind of cool seeing the evolution of that too. Like Wagner leaves, so Dotel takes over, and then Dotel leaves, Lidge takes over, and Lidge had his great years, and then he gave up that nuke to Pujols, and his career wasn't really the same after that. He had one good year in Philadelphia, but just all kind of derailed. But no, just really cool just for Billy Wagner. I know there's a lot of speculation, or like his name came up at one point with the steroid stuff, so I kind of turned some guys off of him. But being eighth all time in saves, I mean that alone just shows you how great of a career he had. So I know Mariano, like he's known for the inner Sandman, but I know when I listened to that when Billy Wagner came in too, like it was just crazy. Like you knew he was coming in to shut it down. So a lot of fun to watch. So
Yeah.
hugged Billy Wagner. So what about you, Will?
Mine coming talking about a former great Astro, my hug is going to be at the Astros' expense. Nick Kurtz this week from the Athletics.
Yep.
6 for 6, the 20th four-homer game in baseball history. Another a single and a double as well. 22-year-old rookie. Uh, quietly, I had never heard of this guy, probably because he plays for the Athletics, but having a monster season.
Mm-hmm.
23 bombs, 59 ribbies, OPS over 1,000. He came up April 23rd, I believe. So
So he's only played
missed almost
67 games, I think. So
yeah, so didn't even, missed a full month of the season for roughly. He's hitting 309. Uh yeah, did not know this guy existed. 6'5", 240. Monster kid.
oh,
Uh
God.
yeah, monster kid. But yeah, unbelievable game. Tied or set there was a stat I saw like there was things he did in that game no guys had done ever as far as all that to be happening at one time. So yeah, hug to him. Just an unbelievable game. I mean, crazy. It's the second four-homer game this year in MLB. 20 all time. It's more rare than a perfect game. So
Yeah.
pretty cool feat when it does happen. And he was a mere couple feet away from having a fifth one.
I was gonna ask if you saw the double. It was
Yeah,
literally off the
I
wall.
mean, if
Yeah.
that's hit, if he would have just waited another half a second, that one would have also went into the Crawford boxes, and he'd have had a four-homer game to the Crawford boxes as a lefty. That would have been crazy.
Yeah.
Hitting three was already crazy, but yeah,
Yeah, I think he had 19 total bases, which is also
yeah.
tied,
I couldn't
tied a
remember all the
record.
different stats, but it
Yeah.
was something insane.
But again, if that ball's 2 feet up, I guess 21 total bases, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and I saw some people kind of dogging it because the fourth one was off of a position player, but I don't care. You hit four bombs. Sometimes hitting off position players is harder, in my opinion,
Oh, for
because you're
sure.
not used to that,
You just pop
and
it
you really
up.
don't. Yeah, you don't know what they're coming with and stuff. So yeah, I don't agree with those takes, but unbelievable game. Stinks that it came against the Astros, but as a baseball fan, really awesome to watch.
They're glad the Astros can be part of history again. So.
Yeah.
We are on the wrong side of a lot of history. If you go back and look at clips and stuff, a lot of things have happened to the Astros, kind
Yeah,
of sneakily.
it's great.
Yeah.
I want to give a side hug to Nikola Jokic as well. He went to Serbia and his horse won the race today.
Nice.
So they showed him he was in tears, crying about it.
No, he wasn't.
I'm dead serious. He was in tears. He pulled the rider off, like dumped champagne all over the jockey on the horse, and they dumped all over himself. Like just went absolutely crazy. So
So the dude has won multiple MVPs, an NBA Finals, doesn't show an ounce of emotion,
yeah,
but his horse wins a race,
he's crying.
and he's crying tears of joy.
So that's when people
Yes.
like
What a world,
it
man.
just shows like when people say like he's truly into his horses, like that's his life. Like that just shows right there, like that's 100% genuine.
That is
Like,
wild, but also awesome. That is cool.
oh yeah, he's probably betting on it too. So it's probably
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What about your height?
So my hike, I don't know if you have seen this story or not, but my hike goes to Taj Rael, who was a former player at Memphis. So if you hadn't heard the story,
I
uh,
did see
he
this.
was he was a I believe he was in the secondary. He was a defensive back. Got dismissed from Memphis or got dismissed from the team. So old Taj, he decides to hit up McCown, the quarterback at UTSA, with all the defensive signals before the game. Which at that time Memphis was, they ended up losing that game, I think by 7 or 6 or 7 or something. But at the time, Memphis was in the running for that playoff spot. They were one of those at large or conference champions of the group of five, and it got a little derailed after that. So yeah, just not a good look for Taj. And again, I don't think there's anything technically illegal about that. It's just bad sportsmanship, obviously. And I can't see him being a on another roster in a locker room if he's going to be pulling stunts like that. Which,
Well, especially they said allegedly he was also pawning off his teammates' gear out of the locker room. So
Yeah. He would have no respect. I mean, this is an all-time Benedict Arnold move.
yeah,
Like, no matter what you had with the coaches or anything else, like I'm assuming he had at least one guy on that team that, he whenever you're on a team, like you mesh and bond with different people. This is an all-time just diss on the boys. And
yeah,
that to me is the biggest issue with all of it.
and the text messages came out too. It's pretty.
Yes.
it's concrete.
Yeah, it's pretty in depth, and yeah, just not a good look, Taj. Not a good look, and
Well, what's crazy too is if they beat UTSA in that game, they go 11-1.
yeah,
So then there's like a legit argument that you potentially have two group of five teams in the playoff, depending on how everything else shook with the bottom eight teams.
that's true.
So I mean, they potentially could have gotten in with Boise, and that would have created a whole other stir. So
Yeah,
yeah, because I remember that they ended up costing them because they ended up going 11-2 that year. So yeah, wild stuff, man. So
just crazy. What you got?
my hike goes to the Baseball Writers of America. That yeah, I know we've talked about this before. How they write off certain players for personal reasons or political views or just really whatever reason they might have. But the latest reason they can take a hike is because Ichiro Suzuki, who's arguably one of the purest hitters in history, one of the greatest players in general, in my opinion, and he was one vote away from being a unanimous vote into the Hall of Fame. I haven't seen who the guy is that didn't vote for him, but the fact that that guy wasn't unanimous. I mean, 1,400 hits in Japan, comes over, gets another 3,100 hits. I mean, elite defensive player, one of the most humble guys you'd ever meet. Like you never heard any off-field drama. Like just always just very straight laced, just doing what he was signed to do, and just kind of crazy to me that these guys they just for whatever reason they just choose not to vote for guys like that. But yeah, they can take a hike, dude.
Yeah, that's just wild. Like I don't even want to hear his reasoning because his reasoning can't be sound.
No,
So,
he's hiding like a coward. He didn't make his ballot public. Ichiro, even after it came out that he missed it by one, he did a public an invitation to whoever the writer was. He would invite him to his house. They'd have dinner to talk about why he didn't vote for him. He'd keep it all private. He wouldn't release who the guy was. He just wanted to hear his reasoning. Guy didn't take him up on the invitation. Like, just what a coward. I mean, there's not a single reason fathomable that you could argue to me that Ichiro did not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
yeah, it's
For sure. I mean, it's kind of like during the steroid era, when like the guys that would send in blank ballots would literally vote for nobody. And it's like, dude,
Well,
like you can't say that there's nobody on that ballot that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
well, there is writers still who, when they know someone's getting in, they won't vote for them because certain players in the past didn't get voted in unanimous, so they think nobody should ever get in voted unanimous. Which we know Mariano got in unanimous, so that was it Mariano?
Yeah, I think it was
Was
him
it? Yeah,
and
yeah.
Kenny
Mariano
Griffey,
got it
right?
Was
unanimous.
Jeter?
No, I thought Jeter was
I
like two
also
votes off, or
Was
two or
he?
three votes
yeah.
off.
I think Ken Griffey got in
But
unanimously.
no, there's only been one.
Wow.
I think it was Mariano. And that was the story before when guys wouldn't, is that, oh well, some of the most famous players of all time weren't unanimous, so no one should ever be voted in unanimous. That is also that take in itself can take a hike. That
But Mariano, like obviously he was dominant at what he did, but I mean Ichiro, you could say exactly the same.
absolutely, and you know he came in at 27.
Yeah,
If he
he
comes
still did.
in major leagues, I mean, some people recognize the hits in Japan. Most most people probably don't because they're not MLB hits, but I'm not. Maybe he doesn't get quite as many, but he still gets to 4,000 easily,
I was
easily
gonna say
if he
like
comes here.
he got 3,100 hits in 17 seasons. I think he played till he's 41.
I mean,
Yeah, but the last three of those were like, eh,
That's
if
what I mean.
if
Like
he if Ichiro comes in the league at 21, I mean we're talking flirting with Pete Rose's record,
absolutely,
100%, 100%.
which
absolutely.
which nobody thought was ever possible.
And now it's not. I mean,
No, it's
I
definitely
mean,
not.
it's definitely not now.
There's no shot. I think it's like 4,200 hits.
He also played for 83 years though, so
Yeah,
So 42.56 was his. So Ichiro had, I think it was 4,400 if you include
yeah,
Japan.
it's 43 and change. I can't
Yeah.
remember the exact number.
and again, you don't expect him to have as many hits in the MLB compared to Japan, or maybe you do. You just don't know. But
Yeah, I mean he comes in and wins MVP in '01, and then in '04 has the 262 hits. So I mean he was already good. So it wasn't
yeah,
like it was going to be any adjustment.
that's true. That's very true. So it's very interesting that some loser decided to be a I don't know, just a scumbag. But he can definitely take a hike.
For sure. So what about you, Will?
Yeah, I'm feeling in a good mood this week, guys. I don't really have any hikes to give. I mean, if there's any hike, this will be a nice little segue into it. It's probably going to be these takes in about 7 months on the Big 12 because I got no idea where the hell this conference is going to go. So we can check the tape in 6 months and see if any of our takes need to take a big hike because this one's going to be interesting, boys.
Oh yeah, and I'm actually I was excited about the Big 12 last year talking about it, and like dude, just reading the previews that different people gave off. I know the big one we go off is ESPN, but dude, like the Big 12 again is set up to just be an absolute crapshoot. Like,
I mean, obviously we're big SEC people here, but there's an argument to be made that the most entertaining league this year is the Big 12.
for
I
sure.
don't. I would. That's a perfect argument. I agree with that 100%.
Every game, there's going to be so many games that are going to determine the first game of the season in Ireland. That first
Is
game of the
massive.
season is
Is
huge.
massive for
Those are
Big
two.
12.
Those are two of the front runners to win the Big 12, just right there, Kansas State and Iowa State. So that's going to happen week in and week out. And again, there's just, I mean, last year Arizona State ends up winning the league. They were projected to finish dead last.
Dead last, yeah.
Herm Edwards does what he does there, dips out, and they're in shambles, and then they pop off and make the playoff, and we're a 4th and 10 away, or was it 4th and 10 against Texas?
Yeah.
From
Yes, 4th and 10 and just wide open. But
yeah, they were 4th and 10 away from advancing in the playoff and knocking off Texas.
I mean, we've said it before, but they did beat Texas.
I
Yeah,
mean,
everywhere but the scoreboard at the end.
For
yeah,
sure.
They beat Texas.
yeah, that's I don't know. This year is going to be another crapshoot.
Yeah, I listened to Greg McElroy's take on it, and he legitimately made an argument for 9 teams to win.
Absolutely.
Nine.
I don't think that's out of the question at all. And
9 different teams that he thought could find a path to winning the Big 12.
just based off of last year, it could be literally dead. I don't think this year dead last is like I think
No,
Arizona's pretty bad. I don't think they have a shot to win it.
Colorado.
Yeah,
I
Colorado.
don't think Colorado either. With it, yeah, they lost the best player in the country. Um, but it's
Yeah,
it.
Shadir.
Yeah, Shadir. No, it's actually his brother,
Oh,
Shiloh.
Shiloh. You're
Shiloh.
right.
But yeah, there's an argument to be made for a lot of teams, which is why this conference is going to be so exciting. And I'm going to keep an eye on it all year. I'm going to be watching a lot of these games because you just don't know. Um, but yeah, if you want to let's start from the bottom. Who we think? Obviously, we just kind of mentioned it. Um, Arizona, Colorado. Colorado, what's their win total? I think it's 4.5 or 5, which
Something like that.
that's
Yeah.
probably about right. And honestly, might be under. They're just losing so much. Obviously, you can't lose those talented players like that and expect to compete at a high level. Um,
They did. So one interesting take. They did bring in Kaidon Salter from
Yeah.
Liberty, who he had a really good year last year, but I just don't know what he's going to have around him. So they said one of the biggest things with Kaidon Salter is that Liberty had a really good run game, and they said that he really fed off of that, and that's what made him a better quarterback. So if Colorado's not able to have a better run offense this year, because you don't have like Shadur could just go out there and throw for 450 yards any given night.
yeah.
So you don't have a guy like that that's going to be able to do that, and so it just really depends on if he's going to be able to do that. Plus, he's going to have brand new receivers that are coming in too. They're going to have a running back, Dallin Hayden that came back from last year. But again, like Colorado did not run the ball very often at all. So it's gonna be kind of interesting. And then for the third straight year, pretty much an entirely new offensive line. So, and we always talk about whenever you have a bad offensive line, that's when things go bad. And Dion is the first guy that's going to blame. Well, he didn't have anybody to blame but his son this year, but he was really good at that the last 2 years of.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, they got some good guys. I mean, they got a couple of. I think they got some new, or no, they got second year coordinators. So Robert Livingston, he's coming back this year on the defensive side. So they did show big improvement on the defensive side. So I mean, it might just be they're just losing a bunch of low scoring games, is what it could turn into.
They're one of those teams, kind of like we talked about last week, that's going to be fighting for bowl eligibility. That's what Colorado's going to be. They're looking at 6 wins. If they get it, if they do have a 6-win season, that's a success,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
There's 7 teams between five. The average wins are between 5.3 to 5.8
Yeah,
in the Big 12. 7 teams.
and that's what they're all going to be fighting for. Yeah,
Yeah.
that 6th win. Another one of those is Oklahoma State. I was high on them last year. There was a lot of reason to be high on them, and they just pissed down their leg. I mean, if Florida State didn't do what they did last year, I feel like more people would be talking about the absolute hellhole of a season that Oklahoma State had last year. I feel like that's kind of pushed under the rug because Florida State was so bad, but Oklahoma State was awful, especially with their running back. I don't even remember his name.
Ollie Gordon.
Ollie Gordon, dude.
Like that was yeah.
One of the fastest disappearing acts I've ever seen in college football.
He was supposed to have the Ashton Genty season.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it just didn't pan out at all for them. And at this point, I know Gundy's kind of a homegrown guy, but if they do that again this year, he might be on the hot seat.
Well, he's got to come in on the hot seat. I know at one point they talked about like trying to cut his salary, and I don't even know how any of that played out. Like they're
He took
pretty
a
much
pay
like,
cut.
yeah. So it was like take a pay cut or take a hike, and he ended up taking a pay cut. But I mean, he's definitely got to be on the hot seat. I know he's been there for 20 years.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things. Like it's kind of the same thing when you look at Texas. Like Mac Brown was there forever, and then you just saw like they got to the point where it's like it's time to move on. Like we just need a change of scenery here. We need somebody new. Now, obviously, we know what happened the next several years with Texas after that, but but it's always good to get like a new face in there sometimes just to just to see what happens. But
I mean, LSU got rid of Les Miles, who was winning 10 games every year.
yeah, same situation.
You know, like
Yeah.
it was just time. But he's got to be. It's got to be
Yeah.
one of the hotter. It's got to be one of the hotter seats in the Big 12. I think.
They have a brand new offense coming in, so we'll see how that goes. Brought in 19 transfers, so it's going to be a lot of
New faces there.
again. It's going to be a lot of low scoring games, is what it seems like. But there's literally no direction but up for Oklahoma State, who went 0-9 in conference last year.
Legitimately.
So, in a gauntlet of I guess you'd call it a gauntlet where everybody's just beating up each other. Surely you sneak out 1 or 2 wins out of that conference. So to go 0-9 is just brutal. So
Yeah, if they go 0-9 again, they're in trouble. They should win the opener against UT Martin, but then their other non-conference game is at Oregon. Like they're not doing themselves any favors at all.
yeah,
And then obviously they have the gauntlet of the Big 12, which again, who knows what some of these teams are going to be. We don't know what Houston's going to be, Cincinnati's going to be, UCF. That's a few question mark schools. Who knows what they're how well they're going to fare. Because Willie Fritz is down in Houston, and they brought in Connor Wegman, which obviously he's highly touted. Was at A&M. Wasn't he a 5-star coming out? Yeah. So I mean, they have a talented play caller, and so we'll see how they bounce back. They've obviously, like every team, hit the portal pretty big. They did lose their top cornerback, who was he was an All Big 12, and I think he was even an All American. He led the conference in picks and everything. He went to LSU.
okay.
He transferred out to LSU, so they're losing the top end corner for sure. But I mean, with Connor Wegman, if you have a 5-star talent running the show, there's always a chance that you could be a little dangerous.
I mean, the dude's talented. I mean, he has the potential. So
Yeah,
I think Houston's in that spoiler category this year.
agreed.
Like they're not gonna compete for the title. I trust Willie Fritz. I think in time he'll get Houston going.
I think so too.
It's not this year though. I think they're in more of a spoiler mode. Maybe upset a team or two that they're not supposed to beat, but
I agree with that as well, for sure.
I will say too, the Big 12 is all about redemption stories as well.
Yeah.
So one of the big redemption stories is Scott Frost coming back to UCF for a second stint, where he was able to land a Nebraska job because of what he did. So he's coming back, trying to bring back another national championship to Central Florida after his last one in 2017. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, they got a new quarterback coming in. They got a new running back coming in. They got new tight ends. They got new receivers.
they basically just hit the reset button
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
because
that's
it got pretty ugly underneath Gus Malzahn.
yeah.
And in addition to his redemption story, Alex Grinch is also trying to redeem himself. He's coming over to UCF to try to get a resurgence over there. So we'll see what's going to happen, but it's going to be a lot of like Will said, like a lot of newcomers, kind of just a reset. So just hope you can play spoiler a little bit this year and try to get to those 6 wins. But
Yeah, if there's ever a time of a rebuild, I think that's what UCF's going through. It's a rebuild mode for them, I think. But yeah, I don't see them making much noise this year at all.
Not the slightest.
Not like their national championship year.
well, Natty, the Knights.
I think they actually have like national champions like in their stadium.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they actually got a banner.
Crazy.
They claimed the national championship.
Just crazy.
And then the other redemption story is old Rich Rod coming back over to West Virginia. So that West Virginia went 16-26 in 8 years there, or in 7 years, and then went several other places. where he failed absolutely miserably.
Yeah.
And so he's making his valiant return coming back. So we'll see what he's able to do this year. But
Yeah.
West Virginia is
tough
one of the,
schedule.
yeah, they're one of those, like they're tough, but also like they just can't find a way to win those games.
Yeah, I think they might have been my dark horse last year.
I think they were actually.
Yeah, and that obviously didn't pan out for me very well. You said their schedule's pretty tough. Obviously, they play Pitt.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
a,
you got Pitt out of conference, but then like you after Pitt, you get at Kansas, Utah, at BYU, then you get UCF, then you get a TCU team, which we'll get to them, Houston, Colorado, then you finish up at Arizona State against Texas Tech. So
yeah. Oof.
yeah, which we're probably once you dive into these schedules for most of these teams, I mean, with starting by saying that there's 8, maybe 9 teams that can compete, all these schedules are going to be rough because you're playing at least 3 or 4 of those cats.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's not like the ACC where there's 17 teams, and
no,
you can have a schedule where you miss out on the big dogs. You're
no,
gonna
because
be
there's so many big dogs in this category,
yeah,
or big
exactly.
dog in the term of trying to win the Big 12 title.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in their own right. Yeah.
yeah, because
Yes.
it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Big 12 winner could have 4 losses.
No, I am 100% because the Big 12 is playing a lot of Power 4, other Power 4 teams in the non-conference,
Non-conference, yep.
so they could stack up a loss or two there, but then get through this gauntlet of a conference. Yeah, I'm not rolling out at 8-4. I don't think it will be, but I'm not going to sit here on July 27th and say an 8-4 team can't win the Big 12. I think they absolutely can.
Yeah.
And 8-4, I mean, surely that's going to put him in the 12 spot, no?
Oh yeah,
Or
100%.
is it
Yeah.
did they undo that? Is
So the top
No, it's
5
just straight it's
alternate.
just straight ranking, but every Power Four conference winner gets in, but it's at a straight ranking. So yes, they would assuredly be the
but
12th
it's not
seed.
The top 4 conferences get in automatic.
yeah, it's top 4 conferences get in, or
No,
is it
no,
top 5 conferences?
it's top.
Oh,
It's
it is
every
top 5. Yeah, yeah.
it's every Power Five winner, every Power
Oh.
Four winner plus the best highest ranked group of 5 team.
Yes.
Oh, so they went out and said that this year, because last
Yes.
year it was not that.
Yes. So
Okay.
they would be 11 or 12, depending who's the highest ranked group of 5 could maybe be still ranked behind them. But
Yeah,
yeah, you're looking at the 11th or 12th
yeah.
seed.
If they have 4 losses, obviously.
Yeah.
He's got 52 transfers coming in, which is
Rich Rod does?
yeah.
Oh, that's just a complete reset.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
And he also hired
That's a lot
Pat
of new
White and
faces.
Noel Devine to come in and run the speed option for them, like they did in the old days. So,
Shoot. If they had some eligibility left, God, those were electric days. Pat
Oh,
White, Steve Slayton.
dude, playing with them on NCAA football was so much fun, dude.
It wasn't even fair. It was not even fair. Um, but no, one thing too of note in the Big 12, obviously it's going to be very exciting to watch, very fun to watch, but they also arguably have like the best quarterback class in the country for team to team, especially when you talk about like returning starters
Yeah.
with some continuity at each team. You have 8 of I think 8 of the teams return their starter who have been in that same offense.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not 8, I don't know the exact number, but there's quite a few. And I wouldn't say top end talent, but you have very good
I
quarterbacks pretty much across the board.
I just counted 7 that I know off the top of my head.
Exactly. There's at least 7 or 8 that Noah Fifth does at Arizona again. Jalen Daniels is back for his 12th year at Kansas.
Dude, I don't know how he's
Kansas, yeah.
still playing.
Yeah. Baylor, Story
Yeah,
Robertson.
Robinson's
TCU.
back.
Yeah,
Hoover's
TCU.
back at TCU.
Yeah, and supposedly Tennessee was heavy on that Hoover kid, trying to get him to go bounce out of TCU, but he decided to stay.
Yeah, It would have been
Somebody in
eight.
Fort Worth shucked out some cash, probably.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
would have been eight if Retzlaff could have just kept it to himself.
That's
know?
right. Yeah, true. Who, by the way, is at Tulane now?
Tulane. Tulane's got a quarterback room, fella.
Dude, I was about to tell them to take a hike because what are they gonna do?
Yeah, dude.
Tulane?
Yeah, they have way too many quarterbacks in there.
Yeah.
Talk about quarterback by
TJ
committee.
Finley's gonna be the water boy.
I don't even know if he's even there anymore. He might
I
have
was
already
gonna say,
decided just to pack it in.
I was gonna say if they have cuts, like he's on the practice squad at this point.
Yeah, man, just nuts. But
But
no, just the quarterback.
Retzlav immediately becomes the most talented quarterback in that room.
Absolutely. I think he's probably better than. Uh, I bet you he goes starts at a lot of places to
Yeah.
this like today.
Yeah, because
That's
just
pretty
at
good.
this point in time, no other team, especially no real Power Four team, is pulling in a guy in late July to come be their quarterback. Where Tulane's like, we'll give it a shot.
But even still, I, I bet if Tennessee took a flyer on him, he'd win a starting job at Tennessee.
I think he's better than the guy they brought from UCLA.
Agreed.
And with Heupel as the coach, yeah, he's the quarterback whisperer. So yeah, that would have been smarter. But it comes with risk. Obviously, it comes with risk.
Because he's a 1 year mercenary. He's out of eligibility this year, which is why he dipped out of BYU because he wasn't going to sit out 7 games and then never play. He can't redshirt.
Yeah,
Taking money to buy his bike.
It's like wait, and helmet. Yeah, but Arizona, we kind of I mentioned them a while ago. I don't see them making too much noise in my opinion.
That was like an ultimate bad take on Dark Horse last year. I mean,
Yeah,
I took Arizona State, or I took Arizona. It was rough.
Mahdi from Texas State ended up going there.
I did see that.
He's an electric player. He's just super quick. But I just don't know if it's enough. That quarterback, that Fifta, Noah Fifta, is that how you pronounce his name?
Fifida, I think.
Fifita.
Yeah.
He's back for his 3rd year. So who knows?
And their defense is absolutely horrendous.
And that's why, I mean, we thought their defense was going to be the thing that kept them in games last year.
It was bad, dude. Like I don't even remember how many points per game they were giving up. I remember it was horrible.
Yeah.
Like they were just getting rolled every single week. So against teams that were offenses that were 60th or worse, they gave up 15.5 points per game. Versus top 60 offenses, they were giving up 40 points per game.
Yeah, that's
lot of points here, fellas.
that's not
49,
sustainable.
49, 56, 41. Yeah, they're giving up some points.
And in a Big 12 that is typically known for scoring points.
Well, they also had 87-year-old Dwayne Aquina as their defensive coordinator, so
yeah, can't fire him up like they used to.
no, definitely not.
You know.
Oh man, dude, I will say Kansas is kind of a interesting prospect this year, though. Like,
Yeah, so are we done with the bottom feeders? Or are we getting into
Yeah.
like yeah, Kansas, kind of like we talked about last week with Haynes King at Georgia Tech. I mean, Kansas season again rides on their quarterback staying healthy, which he has a hard time doing.
He played in all 12 games last year though.
Did he really? I thought he
He
was hurt.
did. No, he played in all 12 last year for the first time in his career.
wow.
Yeah, it took 7 years for him to play a full season healthy. But he did.
Oh yeah, you are right. Well,
But again, they did lose their offensive coordinator to Wisconsin. So that's I don't know how much that's going to affect the offense.
Was it them that I saw brought in Texas State's offensive coordinator?
I don't know. No, wait. Who was Texas State's head coach 2 years ago? Before
Spavital.
Spavital is at
He's at West Virginia.
no,
Baylor.
He's at Baylor.
Baylor.
He's
Yeah,
at Baylor.
Baylor.
Yeah,
he was at West Virginia.
Yeah, he's killing it at Baylor.
Yeah.
I don't know if they did or not. I couldn't tell you.
I saw some.
Kansas' biggest loss is probably Devin Neal
Yeah,
at running back. That's gonna be tough to replace.
Yeah, and you really can't have Daniels running the ball and taking the load of the carries. That's
not
just
with
a
his
recipe.
injury
Yeah, that's
history.
just a recipe for him getting hurt. Which I think that's probably why he was so sustainable last year, is because they actually had a decent running game where he didn't have to rely on his legs as much, where he was able to stay a little more healthy. Um,
They
yeah.
do only have 3 offensive starters total coming back though. Their
Mm,
center and one of their guards, in addition to Jalen Daniels.
yeah.
So they got a running back out of Iowa, who they're usually pretty good at running the ball. So got some big. I mean, they got some receivers off FCS schools. So that's always one of the biggest question marks is like those guys that come from FCS to FBS. How are they going to translate? Are they going to be able to keep up what they were doing?
Yeah.
So we'll see what they can do with that, and then
I like the coach. I mean,
yeah,
Leipold's good. I just think. I mean, I think Kansas is gonna be on your. I think they're probably one of the first teams you can put on that list that could make some noise, but I still think they're towards the bottom of that list. I think they're going to run into trouble at some point. Either Daniels gets hurt or again, just the quality of teams in the conference. I think they're a little bit better than Kansas still.
for sure.
I agree with that for sure.
I mean, at the end of the day, Kansas is Kansas. I mean,
Yes.
they've been doing
Yeah, I was,
better recently of winning games they shouldn't win, but then they also have a way of losing games that they're supposed to win. So
Um, every time I see Kansas football, I just associate them with the Italian last name, big fat dude, coach
Mangino, Mark
Mark
Mangino.
Mangino. I can't get that association out of my head.
Hey, that's the last time they were great, dude.
Was it
That's when they were playing. It was them and Missouri were playing for the
Big
Big 12
title?
title that year, which I think Oklahoma ended up winning anyway. But
Yeah, I can't get that guy out of my head.
that dude was crazy, man. Like,
That was a big fella, but
I mean, I think Kansas. I think it's Charlie Weiss.
yeah,
Think
oh
about big guys
yeah,
being there too.
dude, I forgot he was even there. That's
Yeah, he
crazy.
wasn't there very long. I mean,
No,
you would probably think him probably more like with in college, maybe with Notre Dame, but I just remember him being at Kansas as well.
can't forget about Les Miles too.
That was about to be my next point, is that
he
I've,
did.
Kansas is like a burial ground for coaches trying to just hold on to their career.
I forgot
Like,
Les Miles had a stint there, dude.
It was
yeah,
not. It was what, two
it was
years? I
very
think.
bad. It was very bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a good run for sure.
Oh,
I think he was only there for 2 years, and then it was almost like he quietly left. Like it was like he was just the head coach, and then all of a sudden it was like Les Miles is no longer in
I'm out.
Kansas.
I'm out. Yeah.
Not able to make a Bill Self run. So
Yeah.
so yeah, so Kansas will be interesting for sure. So um, we talked about Arizona a little bit. We talked about Colorado.
Next up, I say we move on to Baylor, man. We mentioned Sora Robertson a while ago, Spavital running the offense, which was phenomenal last year.
Started off slow, and then they had a great end of the year. Like,
I mean, at the beginning, I think in our preview last year, we were talking about Dave Aranda not having a job.
no, for sure. Because like after they won the Big 12 in 21, like dude, like the wheels fell off. Like they were horrible for
Yeah.
He had
22,
all the hype.
23.
They were talking like Aranda, he's about to be fast tracked to a Big Ten SEC job.
For sure.
Shoot, he
And
was
then
tied to NFL jobs at one point, I think, even.
yeah, and
I
then
mean,
to your point, Brian, and then immediately went from hottest name on the market for a new job to on the hot seat.
Yeah, it's crazy, but they got their entire backfield coming back. They got their leading receivers coming back. They got 2 more solid receivers coming in. They got 4 starters on the offensive line. I
Yeah,
mean,
70%, 77% of the offense is back. 70% total on the team. So a lot of
but
return from a Baylor team that showed some promise last year.
yeah. The one thing about Baylor is their schedule at the beginning. You're going to know a lot about them really quick. So they host Auburn and Arizona State and visit SMU. So
Yes.
that's in the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yes.
So you're going to know a lot about Baylor really quick. If they can win two out of those three, I'd say that's a win coming out of there with a win. And if that one loss is either Auburn or SMU, you don't have a conference loss. Um, so which
Yeah, and with them, like the back end of their schedule is a much softer. So if you can come out of that first half, you know, not completely beaten, maybe just a little bruised. There's a lot of wins here. 4 of the last 5 games are against some bottom feeders, so uh, they can really stack up wins to close the season strong.
yeah,
Yeah, it really depends on the beginning because I mean, depending on how Oklahoma State comes out, I mean, they got Arizona State, Oklahoma State, Kansas State, and then TCU
right after that.
4 straight weeks. Like, well, I guess
Yeah,
they get a bye in between Kansas State and TCU, but if TCU's
they
supposed to be better, like they say they are, I mean, that's a brutal 4 game stretch to start conference, and then, like you
it
said, it kind of
is
dips off at the end.
it is, but if you I mean looking at it, you do get a little bit of help here catching Arizona State, Kansas State, and Utah all at home.
For sure.
Yeah,
Agreed. Because if I guess the TCU is away, but that's right down the road. It's not like you're
Correct.
going super far. The big one is Utah playing in altitude at Utah. That's a tough feat. So they definitely dodged a bullet there for sure. But I mean, there's some winnable games there. Absolutely.
I mean, especially the last 5 games. I mean, Cincinnati, UCF, Utah, Arizona, Houston. I mean,
Yeah.
if they can survive the first half and come out with 1, 2 losses, I mean, you're looking at probably ending with however many you started with if
Yeah.
you're playing well enough. So
Yeah. We'll definitely know. We'll know a lot about them pretty early after that 4 game stretch. Um, Wasn't it 2 years ago they lost to Texas State in
yeah,
Waco?
yeah.
Like that happened literally 2 years ago. So they don't seem to start off super hot.
No, I mean
It's
they
like,
started
man,
2-4 last year, which was tough. So I mean,
yeah.
it's just they got to find a way to get
But
going in the beginning.
And you would think
but
with
oh yeah.
I was gonna say
But
you would think
he
with all the people coming back, like
yes.
they have that experience to start off a little better this year.
And they have the mentality because they started 2-4 last year. They're not a team to just fold and pack it in. Like
Yeah,
they were still playing for something, even though seemingly the season was over. But it wasn't because again, last year I remember seeing that graph and Baylor did have a path to get to the title game. It would have taken an act of God to do it, but there was still a path with like 2 weeks to go. I mean, it would have taken a lot of chips to fall the right way, but still, like there was a path.
yeah,
Crazy. So
yeah. They're definitely a team to watch for sure.
we'll see what happens. And then, like we said, a little bit down the road, there's TCU. Sonny Dice going to his 4th year. I mean, it's been very up and down in TCU. They kind of had the same kind of year that Baylor had, though. It was start off really poorly and then just go on an absolute hot streak. I mean, they started 3-3, and then they went rolling after that. So they finished 9-4 after that. So I mean, getting to start or getting to end like that, kind of like what you said, is it's a good confidence boost rolling in. I mean, they got 11 players coming back on defense that had 200 or more snaps last year. Hoover's coming back, which, like you said, people were trying to steal him away. So, and then they got some good guys coming in the backfield as well, and some new receivers. So, if they can kind of put it all together, but kind of like we always say, like the biggest thing is if you have that core, your quarterback coming in for that 2nd year, then that's always a big advantage on your end. So,
Absolutely. But just like Baylor, exactly like we just talked about, their first 4 games of the season, we're gonna know a lot about them too.
Probably,
They have to go
yeah.
to the Bill Belichick's. Then they have to play
The
SMU,
Drew, the
and then
Jordan Hudsons. Let's get this right, boys.
yeah.
yeah.
Then they go to TCU, which again is just to SMU, which is just across town. Actually, no, sorry, SMU's going to TCU, but
That's
Fort Worth,
it's a big
it's a
rivalry
big
too.
rivalry.
Yeah.
Fort Worth, Dallas, it's all the same. And then they have to go to Arizona State. So those first 4 weeks, I mean, we're going to learn a lot about them as well, which I think in that conference, a lot of the early games are going to kind of give us a good idea about where some of those front runners are.
They got a tough schedule too.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Arizona State, then they got to go to Kansas State, then they host Baylor, then they got to go to West Virginia, then they host Iowa State. Like that's a tough
And
stretch.
then go to
Then go to BYU, which is tough, just
Yeah.
playing at the altitude, like you said earlier, Utah. So I mean, that's a rough
Yes.
stretch of games. They got no favors with their schedule.
No, so scheduling's done a lot for me where I rank these teams, and schedule is part of the reason I have TCU in that same area with Kansas. Like, if everything goes right, maybe, but I think the schedule's too tough for them to really be at the top of this conference when we get to the end of the season.
Yeah.
I just don't think they're going to be able to win enough of these games,
Especially
even
getting
though they have the quarterback. But I think also losing Garrett Riley to Clemson, that offense has not been the same. I mean, the whole team hasn't been the same, but I think Garrett Riley was a big loss at coordinator when they lost him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and anytime you're replacing your whole skill group too, like that's always tough. Like 4 receivers and your starting running back. I mean, that's rough for a quarterback to have to deal with a whole new group of guys coming in. So
Mm-hmm.
it'd be tough. But you want to stay in Texas? Talk about the Red Raiders.
I mean, yeah, I think while we're in Texas, let's mention them. I mean, what they're doing in the recruiting and the transfer portal has been phenomenal. So, um, definitely going to be one of those top teams that we're talking about.
I will say this: I honestly think Texas Tech can be pretty dang good this year. Like,
Agreed.
they got a lot coming back offensively. They got some good guys. They got some good additions on the offensive side. They got some big targets. I mean, you got your they got their quarterbacks coming back too, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
they got your quarterback coming back. Um, defense. I mean, I feel like ever since the Mike Leach day, defense in Texas Tech's been kind of a question mark. So it's just whether or not they can figure out to have a good defense or not. But I think Texas Tech has a chance to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, I mean, you have to think this has to be one of their better teams since the Crabtree year.
Yeah.
Like it just on paper. I mean, they got that Micah Hudson kid from A&M transferred over. No?
Yes and no. Micah Hudson's from Texas Tech. He transferred to A&M for
And then
2.5
changed
minutes
mind.
and then went right back to Texas Tech.
Oh,
Yeah.
got some money then. Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what happened. Okay. But yeah, so whenever Texas Tech is beating out Ohio State's and Georgia's and LSU's and Texas's for top end transfers and recruits, like you have to kind of keep an eye on. Like they're gonna have talented players on the field.
Texas State's coordinator went to Tech. That's where they went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Mac Leftwich.
Leftwich, yeah.
So
A lot of people are really, really high on Texas Tech.
Agreed.
Super high on Texas Tech.
it's just whether or not they can win the games they're supposed to. Because again, they're just another one of those teams that they make noise against the big time teams, and then like teams that they're not supposed to lose to, they lose to. Like it's just
Like,
been
went to OT with Abilene Christian last year.
yeah, like just stuff like that where it's just what are they going to end up doing? Are they going to and it's kind of like the whole thing with the transfer class. Like you got all these big name transfers in, but is it going to work? Like we talked about this last week with ACC.
I was gonna
Like Florida State brought in that huge class of guys, and they fell on their face when 2-10. So are you going to be able to bring all these guys in and put them all together, or is it just going to be more issues? And like even the situation with Micah Hudson, like, are you going to get fully everything out of him? Like, is he finally squashed all of his whatever he had going on, or is he going to be able to, or is he still going to have drama because he's not getting the ball thrown to him enough or something?
Yeah.
Like he's going to turn to a professional diva pretty much. Like you don't know fully what to expect.
Yeah, to your point, that's exactly my reservations on Tech. It's just a lot of unknowns. Like you just don't know what you're going to get from all these new faces, which could be good. Their quarterback, I was looking at his QBR. It's he's not jumping off the page or anything, but in those types of systems at Tech, you just got to disperse the ball well enough to be able to let your playmakers make the plays. I know it's not Mike Leach air raid anymore, but I mean, there's still going to be a heavy pass first offense. Um, and
Yeah, I
so,
mean he had pretty good stats. I mean, the 3,300 yards, 27 TDs, 8 INTs. I mean, it's
Well, if you think
yeah,
about Texas State's offense too, like that's what they ran. Like
yep,
it was a pass heavy offense with a dose of run in there to keep you off balance.
yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, I don't know. I, I don't know if their quarterback can get it done on the big stages. Out of all the quarterbacks that we were kind of mentioning, I don't have him at the top tier like the rest of the quarterback field in the Big 12.
But dude, look at
Uh,
their schedule too. Like
Morton is his name, but his QBR, so it was between 51 and 56 all 3 years. I mean,
it's never great.
in the low to mid 50s at a QBR is not. I don't think it's going to be able to get it done in the big games where you're going to need to win against a like a Utah. Did they go to Utah?
So they do go to Utah.
Like that's tough, man.
So they got Oregon State at home, go to Utah, go to Houston, Kansas at home, then they go to Arizona State, host Oklahoma State, go to Kansas State, host BYU, host UCF, and then go to West Virginia. So
I mean, relatively, obviously, it's a heavy Big 12 schedule, but it's pretty manageable. I mean,
I think they got a chance.
their non-conference is manageable.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what to expect from Oregon State. I mean, they're
Nothing.
nothing.
yeah, I don't think it'd be very good. And you got Kent State and Arkansas Pine Bluff, like that's their
Yeah,
non-conference.
they'll be 3-0 going into the Utah game.
So really, yeah, and so then going to Utah and the altitude, that'll be the first real test, and then depending on how much better Houston is, how like if Kansas is any better, and then so I mean your next test is probably isn't until Arizona State October 18th.
Yeah.
So I mean I think they got a chance to make some noise. I mean the tough ones are on the road though, like Arizona State's on the road,
Yeah,
and Kansas State's on the road, like
and Utah.
those
And
are the two
Utah.
big ones, and Utah. So those are three big ones all on the road. And then depending on what West Virginia does, like if West Virginia's trying to get bowl eligible or whatever it is, and you play them last game of the season at their place,
Yeah,
and they got something to play for, like that's a little more added pressure for you too. Plus, if you're vying for a playoff spot, they're vying for bowl eligibility. I mean, like there's a chance for some just absolute chaos to happen with all that. So,
agreed.
but no, I think Texas Tech has a good chance to be legit this year. They
Yeah,
also have a chance to go 7-6 again, which they're very good at doing as well. So.
yeah. I say we move to Iowa State. Definitely in the conversation of possible winners of this conference. Matt Campbell's in his 10th year. I don't know if he's still getting rumors of going to UT or not. But I know that was a thing for a while.
He finally find a way to win Iowa State a conference championship. That's the big question.
Yeah. And again with Rocco Beck's back, I mean, I feel like Rocco's a solid quarterback. I mean, I don't think he's not gonna blow you out of the water stats wise, but I feel like he's a decent game manager. Like does what he has to do. They're returning two of their wideouts, and so he has people to throw to. I don't know. And their two headed monster at running backs coming back too. So Iowa State again. We're gonna know a lot about them game one in Ireland.
And their entire offensive line.
Oh, their offensive line's back too. Yeah. So
They
offensively, I
did
think.
lose their top two receivers though, and they were who he threw the ball to
Mhm.
a lot. Higgins and Noel, I think.
Oh
And
yeah, Carson Brown is the biggest returner on offense.
yeah,
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 so
Joji got drafted.
that's right.
The other two both got drafted by the Texans, actually.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, and like it's they. To your point, we'll find out pretty early in that Kansas State game who Beck's been throwing to in the spring to try to build up this new relationship with, because his two security blankets that he was comfortable with are no longer there.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a really interesting story to follow to see which guy kind of steps up, tries to sort of take over.
Still just mind blowing, dude. Playing a conference game
In
I
Ireland.
in
I, I hate
Ireland,
it. I don't like
it's
it.
a week before everybody else plays.
Week 0. Well, there's some other people playing week 0, but
Oh yeah, but it's a smaller slate.
yeah, it's tiny.
There's no other Big 12 teams playing
No.
August 23rd. So
Again, I don't know how we decided to send two Midwest teams to Dublin, Ireland. I don't know who in that room was like, you know what would really slap? Kansas State, Iowa State. I
they're
don't
trying to sell
know
more
where
games.
that.
You know what really would have slapped? Texas A&M and Notre Dame.
I mean, yeah,
No,
that would have
like
made way more sense,
Aggie fans
honestly.
travel great. Like you have the Irish playing in Ireland. I think that would have been
That would have made way more sense.
yeah.
I mean, they couldn't do it because then Notre Dame would have complained. Or I guess it's fine now. So they would have before they went to A&M last year, they would have complained they wouldn't have gotten a home game.
Oh
But they
yeah,
went to
true.
A&M and won, so that would have been squashed right away. But no,
Yeah,
I agree with that 100%. That would have made way more sense than doing what they're doing.
yeah, that's odd.
Dude, they got a hell of a draw with their schedule too. So they start with Arizona at home, go to Cincinnati, go to Colorado. That's their first three games. Then they get to host BYU. They get to host Arizona State. They go to TCU, then host Kansas, then go to Oklahoma State.
So they're avoiding Baylor, Iowa
Utah.
State, and Utah.
And
Iowa State, yeah.
and they're
Utah.
hosting the big game.
Yeah, I'm in Utah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're hosting BYU and uh, Arizona State.
Wait, and they missed out on Tech.
Yeah, and they don't play Tech.
There's only one other game that they have in the Big 12, and they host Arizona State of teams that I consider in the top five of this conference.
Yeah, for sure.
Outside of the Kansas State game, and the Kansas State game, I, you just hope you win it, but it could just be a one all. It's the first game of the season. Like there's so much that could go wrong, so it's
And
hard to really get a good valuation.
you're having to be on a flight for 12 hours to get across the
Yes,
pond.
yes.
So it's definitely a crapshoot. They do play Iowa in a rivalry game early, but we don't know what we're getting with Iowa anymore.
But I mean, even if they lose to Kansas State and Arizona State, like every other game is very winnable,
Absolutely.
very winnable.
I agree 100%.
But to Brian's point, Matt Campbell will find a way to coach them into a third Big 12 loss to keep them out of the title game.
Yeah.
Remains to be
Happens every
seen.
year.
Even though I think he's a very good coach,
Yeah.
somehow finds a way.
Well, let's roll the West Coast. We'll go to Utah, where Cam Rising, after his 13-year career, has decided he's hanging it up and he is retiring from football.
Yeah.
So, moving on to a new quarterback. Well, I guess quote unquote new quarterback with Cam Rising being hurt pretty much the majority of his last 3 years. So,
No, it is a brand new quarterback. Uh, his
He's
name
from
is
New
Devin
Mexico.
Dampier.
He's from New Mexico, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he is one of the hottest transfer names out there.
Yeah,
Like people expect a lot of big things from Devin Dampier.
he rushed for over 1,000 yards, and I think their coordinator went with him.
yep.
New Mexico's offensive coordinator is now
Yeah.
at Utah, so he's not learning a new system.
Yeah.
Utah has the arguably the best offensive line. They have the best offensive lineman in
Yeah.
the country
Top 5 to
on their team.
NFL. Yep.
Prospect. They have a really good offensive line. The problem with Utah is the defense.
Yeah.
But I love Kyle Whittingham, so I think he can get it figured out. But they have some depth issues on defense if injuries pop up or if guys aren't playing up to standard. They do have some depth issues, but
I'll say
I think
defensively
that
they're
offense is
usually
going to be
solid. It's
electric.
just find a way to score points. Now
Yeah, I
bringing
think the
in,
offense is going to be electric.
yeah, but bringing
You
in,
think it's gonna be electric?
I think so. I
I think
really
it's
do.
gonna. I think it's gonna be a very run-heavy first
Mhm.
offense.
Well, I
With their
mean, yeah, but I
and
still think I think the offense is going to carry that team.
yeah, oh yeah, no, for sure.
I think Devin Dampier is. I think he's going to bust on the scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that yeah. I mean, I'm just with their offensive line. I'm high on Utah from that alone. Whenever Iowa, whenever Utah was it still in the Pac-12. I mean, they had to compete with your Oregons, your USC's, and so they built these offensive and defensive linemen, or they recruited these lines to be able to compete. And I mean, they won back-to-back Pac-12 championships when they were
yes,
there, and so I don't think there's a single team in the Big 12 that is going to even remotely compete with that offensive line. I think they're going to just blow everybody off the ball. And if you have a quarterback who can rush for over 1,000 yards, they're going to pack the box and it's going to open up the run or the passing game.
And he's bringing his running back and top receiver with him too.
Yeah.
That he was thrown to last year.
And so it's going to be I don't know. I know you said electric. I think it's going to be very run heavy.
yeah,
And I think Utah unders might be a thing this year
I'll say it could
yeah.
just be very boring.
because they're gonna hold the ball and run
Electric
pop.
wasn't probably the right word. I
No,
think the
for sure.
offense is. I think the offense is gonna hum. Like
It's
it's
gonna be
gonna
good.
carry that team.
Agreed.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're not gonna. You're not gonna get there Saturday night and see a whole bunch of Utah highlights probably of these
Yeah.
crazy plays. But I think that offense is really gonna hum.
But I also think the way they're gonna play offense is gonna be to keep the defense off the field.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? They're gonna play defense by staying on the field on offense.
Which is going to help.
yeah,
Absolutely. And I
yeah.
don't know. I don't know
They're
what
gonna need
their
it because
I was gonna say I don't know what
the
their schedule shakes out.
the inverse of Iowa State guys.
Really?
They have everybody. The good news is for them is that they get most of them at home.
Yeah.
Uh, like they get Tech at home, Arizona State at home, and Kansas State at home, but they have to go to Baylor, to BYU, and to Kansas.
Oh,
Like
Mm.
they caught everybody. Um, yeah, not a whole lot of gimme wins on this schedule. So for them to
BYU,
make
that's a
some
big
noise,
rivalry too.
Yep. That is a huge rivalry.
so yeah, I'm buying stock in Utah, but they I mean they're gonna get tested. They're gonna get tested consistently too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's pretty tough. They
It's
didn't miss out on anybody.
No, it's arguably one of it's it might be the toughest slate as far. Again, they get a little bit of reprieve by they have the three conference favorites all at home, but I mean, again,
Still got to play all three of
Kansas at Baylor at BYU is no cakewalk.
And they opened the season against Nico.
them.
I don't expect anything from UCLA.
I'm not at all. Yeah, no, no.
I,
I agree 100%.
I don't expect a thing from UCLA.
Yeah. That Tech game week 4 is going to be good though.
hmm
A very good game. I think it's
Two
gonna be a
3-0
very good game.
teams. I think there's gonna be
And
some 3-0 teams
that's
this year.
game four. Teams should be rocking and rolling by then. I think that should be a good fair assessment of where both those teams are at.
Yeah.
Which direction they're going, yeah, for sure. And then a little bit down the road, like we said, we got BYU. So they're rolling a little bit quarterback controversy in the off season. So they're rolling with a new quarterback going in this year. So we'll see what happens. But
BYU for me, I'm gonna have the same take on BYU every year. They're always going to be competitive because they're older, just because of the kind of they all go on missions and that kind of thing. They're gonna compete at a high level every year. I think personally.
they proved me wrong. I remember specifically saying last year I thought BYU was going to be horrible.
Yeah.
And then they almost played for the Big 12 championship.
Yeah. And obviously losing Retzlaff, not ideal situation. I don't know what their quarterback situation is now, but I'm sure there's some sort of battle that they're kind of having to quickly put together. But again, at that school, you're always going to have decent line play. I'm not super worried about BYU. They're going to win games where they're going to upset some people, win some games that they probably shouldn't.
Yeah, toughest thing for them, they lost 3 of their offensive linemen. They lost 3 of their top 4 receivers. So it's going to be
Yeah, but
a
those
lot of new faces coming in.
plug and play another random 30-year-old dude.
True.
That's what they do. But their schedule, relatively manageable. I mean, I don't. Obviously, they have to play Utah. They get them at home. They have to go to Iowa State and to Tech. That's a 3-game stretch right there. That's going to be tough. But everything else seems pretty winnable. Their non-conference is a joke. Portland State, Stanford, and East Carolina. They should be 3-0 going into the Colorado game, which that's a little bit of a rivalry there in itself. Just previous years.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like the past few years.
I mean, they got a chance to be playing Utah at 6-0.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that 3-game stretch is what I was talking about, where got to go to Iowa State, to Texas Tech, but then they close out at home against TCU, at Cincinnati, and at home against UCF. I mean, I see if they go 0-3 in that stretch, it's not out of the realm of possibility that 3 losses can get you the title.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Reminder: 4 teams finished 7-2 in the Big 12 last year.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's true.
You gotta win one
so
of these.
at the end of the year, they could be 9-3. Unfortunately, when the 3 losses are all in conference, that might put you just out on the outside looking in.
Especially if 2 of those are Iowa State and Texas Tech, who are projected to be competing for the
At the top of
title.
the conference.
But I feel like the grouping. I feel like this year even more than last year. I feel like a 3-loss team can easily get into the conference championship.
Oh,
Again,
I can see it, but
even conference losses, even 3 conference losses, because that can absolutely happen. I think
You probably just need some help somewhere.
for sure.
And I feel like you have to beat either Iowa State or Texas Tech. I feel like if you lose to both of them with 3 losses, then there's probably a tiebreaker somewhere that you lost.
Yeah, true.
That's going to cost you.
Unless Texas Tech loses to West Virginia or something,
Yeah, true. Was it very well could?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or Houston,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
those little slaps down there.
Yeah. Then we got Arizona
We
State.
got Arizona State, which Arizona State essentially has everybody coming back this year except for Cam Scatterboom.
The one guy that matters.
Yeah, the biggest part that matters for sure. So it's just a matter of, are they going to be able to find a running back that's going to come in, step in, take over, and be able to just generate, obviously not generate the same load that he did, but just be able to help carry that offense to where it doesn't fall on Levitt's shoulders throughout the entire season.
And I
yeah,
think
but I think Levitt needs to make that next step though, and like carry that load on his shoulders. Like, all right, Cam's gone. This is my team now. Let's go.
I agree. And I don't know if he can, is the thing.
I've read a lot of takes
A
that
lot of people are high on
they
him.
have him as the best quarterback in this conference and trendy like top 5 quarterback in the country.
I agree. I've heard that too. But I just we haven't seen it. Like
Yeah,
Scatabo literally carried that team to the playoff.
And in the playoff.
And
yeah.
and
In the game was,
I mean,
I
he had
mean,
more yards in Texas by himself.
yeah. And so it's just one of those things. Can Levitt do it? Yeah, maybe. But there's just not a lot of track record there that's shown me that. As whenever we get to, like, again, Daniels has proven that he can do it at Kansas. Like, he's had flashes where, like, dude, if this guy stays healthy, like, he's a playmaker. The Robertson kid from Baylor towards the end of the year, like, he made things happen.
yeah.
They relied so much on Scatabo that I'm definitely cautiously optimistic about him.
I agree, but I mean, Levitt was a first-year starter. I mean, he was a
True.
redshirt freshman, so you
Yeah.
would think in year two in the system that the game should slow down a bit for him,
Yeah.
and as he gets more comfortable. So I I think that is where the season is won or lost for them is does he bear this not burden, but does he bear the load and take that next step and be what all these people are seeing? Will he be the consensus top quarterback in this good quarterback conference
Yeah.
and kind of just carry Arizona State through it? Because I mean, yeah, they're bringing back 79% of their starters, so like
Yeah.
they are bringing back everybody
For sure.
for a team that just well, like we already said, just won the conference and gave Texas everything that they could have ever not wanted to face. So
Their schedule is tough.
Do have a tough schedule as well.
Like their first four games. I mean, it's at Baylor versus TCU, at Utah versus Texas Tech.
They got Texas State the week before too.
Yeah, who
Yeah.
if they
hey, I
be
mean,
competitive again, then
gave him a game last year, and then I
I
mean,
mean,
people forget about that about the Texas State game, and they only beat Mississippi State by a touchdown, and Mississippi State was not very good.
no, they lost to Mississippi State.
No, I thought they beat them,
they
but
beat
it
them
was
by
like by a
7.
touchdown.
Oh,
Yeah,
It was 30-23.
that's
23.
right.
Yeah,
Okay. I thought they lost some.
No, but
no,
I mean, Texas State held Scatterbo to his lowest rushing total of the season.
62
Yeah.
yards.
Yeah.
He had like 26 on the fourth quarter or something.
Yeah. But I mean that it is at Arizona State, so that I mean,
You gotta go to Iowa State. I mean, that's a rough.
yeah,
Rough
you got to go
schedule.
to Utah. That's their schedule's pretty rough. Again, I can see 2 to 3 losses for sure. Conference wise, I mean, at Baylor, at Utah versus Tech, at Iowa State, 2-2 on those 4 games is definitely a possibility.
I would consider 2-2 as
A
almost a
win.
win.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. You split the road games, split the home games. Yeah, I would agree with that. The back end of the schedule lightens up a little bit. West Virginia, Colorado, Arizona. So they should rattle off 3 there. But also don't forget they host Houston before going to Iowa State. I mean, we talked about
Look ahead.
Houston. Yeah, we talked about Houston. Yeah, they could be one of those teams that upsets here and there. I don't know.
Oof.
Yeah, there are other teams that I'm higher on than Arizona State. I just don't know if they can go back to back.
Well, like you said too, a lot of it's gonna fall on Levitt.
Levitt.
Like how is he gonna be able to take the next step, or is he just gonna be the manager that he really was? That's just gonna kind of keep the ship going. You're not turning the ball over, but you're also not making insane plays and not taking the game over.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And then our final one is Kansas State, who I've seen a lot of them have them as the heavy favorites
Mm-hmm.
for the conference this year.
I think they're betting favorites for sure.
Yeah, Avery Johnson coming back for another year, so that's going to be a big one. A lot of good games, few of really bad games. So I mean, we'll kind of see like where they go from here. Are they able to take that next step, or are they going to kind of just be kind of middle of the pack like they were last year? Really, I mean,
Yeah. And Avery Johnson, when he's on the field, he's probably going to be the best athlete on the field at all times.
mm-hmm.
Like he's electric. Um,
If
so
he can clean up some of the decision making,
agreed.
and that would really help elevate him. It was just sometimes he'd make some throws, and right after doing some good things, it's like I don't know what the hell Avery was looking at there. That didn't really, why did he make that decision? But
Yeah. It was also his first year as like the
as
starter.
the
Like
starter, yeah,
yeah, like as the guy. So again, same thing with Levitt. All right, you get like you got to see if he can make that next step. And just some of the plays that he was making with his legs as well last year. I mean, I think he also is got to be in the conversation as one of the best quarterbacks in the Big 12 this year.
Yep. And you got your starting running back, Dylan Edwards, coming back, who averaged 7.5 yards per rush. Slot receiver averaged 18 yards per catch.
Yeah,
Plus, you got your transfers coming in. You got 4 new linemen that are coming in. So, but you still have your all conference center that's still sitting in there. So, are you gonna be able to establish that run game? Because I know that's a lot of what makes Kansas State good too, is being able to establish and have a good run game. That's kind of what generates a lot of their offense.
Yeah.
And then the defense is always good in Kansas State. Like they're always, it's never great, but it's never really bad. So it's just kind of just always just, it's been good enough to keep them in games consistently, just year over year. So
I mean, in this
with
schedule,
yeah, with Kleiman running the show, like I don't know why, I don't see an Kansas State Kleiman led team like being worse than 8-4.
yeah.
I think they're just gonna win games.
I feel like they've always been that team too. Whenever OU was in the Big 12, they would always beat OU. Like OU was going on these crazy tears, and Kansas State and OU played, and Kansas State would beat them. I swear every year.
same with Texas. They always find a way
Yeah,
to beat Texas.
they play
Bill
well.
Snyder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their schedule's pretty rough too. I mean, even their non-conference, they play North Dakota State as soon as they get back from Dublin. So they're playing Iowa State obviously over in Ireland, and they got to fly back and play North Dakota, who's I believe.
No, North
No,
Dakota, not North Dakota State.
State.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure they were good last year.
North Dakota? I don't think so.
No,
I don't know anything about North Dakota, only North Dakota State.
well, and South Dakota State's good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they're not as good, but whatever. They still gotta go. They still gotta fly across country and then go play an FCS school. So that's never a. I mean, it should be a win. But then they have to play Army. They play Army the weekend after. And then they go to Baylor. They go to Kansas. They go to Utah, and they have Tech at home. So again, I feel like these Big 12 schedules are all the same.
So, and again, going to Oklahoma State, I mean, we don't know what kind of team they're going to be this year.
Yeah.
So if they make a turnaround and they're better, and then you get November and you got to go win at Oklahoma State, like that could be a big game, especially leading into like a Utah game. If Utah's better this year, like it could be kind of like we said, like one of those look ahead where it's just
Yeah.
you kind of fall in this one because you're looking ahead to Utah. Because I mean that could be like a playing for conference championship or playing for trying to climb the ladder. So
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing about the Big 12 is there's going to be a lot of games that teams are going to catch you because you're looking ahead. You're thinking about well, we got to win this next one to put us on top,
Yeah.
and then they end up getting caught by a lesser team. So
For sure.
it's going to be a lot of big games though. So
Yeah. It's gonna be fun to keep an eye on all season, just like it was last year. I think it's the most exciting conference, in my opinion. Just with every weekend, there's going to be a matchup that's going to be
Absolutely.
have some sort of um, factor in who comes out on top at the end of the season.
I mean, almost half their games last year ended in a one-score game.
Yeah,
which is
that's crazy.
pretty wild. So.
Yeah, it's very wild.
Well, let's get into it. So, Will, who's your conference champion this year?
Man, this is hard because you have I are trying to differentiate like conference champions and dark horses because with 8 teams, 9 teams, whatever you want to say, that could possibly win this. How do you pick a dark horse and everything? I do like I do like Kansas State. I really wasn't all that impressed with Avery Johnson last year, but I think he'll I think he will improve. I think he has the best stuff around him, and I really like Chris Kleiman a lot. I really like the way he coaches. It's a tough schedule. It's I don't know. You could say all kind of different things, but I am gonna go with Kansas State, but when we get to the dark horse, I almost like them just as much. So it's a real toss up here with any of these teams. I'm sure y'all have other ones as well. I mean, I love Iowa State's schedule as a
Yeah.
reason why they could win it too.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I think I like the way Kansas State plays. I like Kleiman. I think Avery Johnson does make a leap, so I am gonna guess go with the favorite, not because of the people say they're favorite, but I'm gonna go with Kansas State.
What you got?
I'm gonna go ahead and roll with Utah.
Oh,
I think the offensive line is the biggest factor in all of that. I think they're literally going to bully people on the offensive line. Um, Again, Will mentioned uh, projected top 5 overall pick, one of their tackles. I think the other one's a projected first rounder as well. They have 2 people on that offensive line that are going to be very high picks.
mhm.
And so just that alone, I don't think Big 12 defenses are suited to be able to battle with that. Which is why I'm going Utah. Um, we obviously we talked about the quarterback transferring in. That's going to be a huge factor as well. But again, if he can run the ball, if he can rush for 1,000 yards and uh, kind of hit them over the top whenever they start packing the box, I think they're going to be dangerous. Defensively, obviously, have questions, but I think just with their offensive line alone, I really like Utah a lot.
I like it. I'm gonna go with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. I think that they finally figured out Joey McGuire. He's doing good things over there. I think that they finally put it all together with what they got coming back, in addition to their transfer class. I mean, I think they got a chance to be really good this year if they can put everything together and win the games they're supposed to win. So that's always the biggest if. But I mean, I think Texas Tech can be good, and I think they got a chance to make a run for sure. So I'm gonna go with them. What about your dark horse, Will?
So I did just say that I'm almost as high on my dark horse as I am Kansas State. I might even be higher on them, but when you're trying to pick a dark horse in a conference this deep, I was like, okay, I could use them as my dark horse because they have the fifth best odds to win the conference. So I guess that's dark horse enough, and it's Utah.
Yeah.
So they're the dark horse only because they have the fifth best odds. I think that's crazy. I think I'm gonna flip flop back and forth probably this the whole time, but I like Utah to win the conference just as much as Kansas State. So I'm on I'm on them as for all the reasons Lucas said. I think David Dampier is really gonna be when you hear about a quarterback coming from New Mexico that shouldn't really ever really do anything for you, but I think he is that talented. I love the fact that he's not having to learn a new system. It's the same one he's used to. I think that plays a huge deal into this. So yeah, Utah's my dark horse. I'm sure this is the first time ever that a dark horse has also been picked to win the conference by somebody else. But uh,
Only in the
so
Big
does that
12.
make them a dark horse? I don't really know. I don't know how to do it in this conference. So
No, yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
put them as a dark horse, even though they're probably my second favorite team to win the conference.
There you go.
my dark horse is Baylor. I think Baylor, obviously with Sawyer Robertson, I feel like that dude just has a bunch of grit, dude. Like yeah, he's and he played so well on the back end of that conference. I think he led the conference in QBR in the last like 8 games of the season. Um, and with that offense with Spavital running the show, obviously you got Dave Aranda, who's a defensive minded coach. I think their defense is going to be better this year. So I can absolutely see Baylor making some noise and winning the conference, honestly. Um, but again, there's just so much in this conference that's going to be field goal games that are going to be close with multiple teams that a lot of times it can be a coin flip. But I think Baylor is also returning enough that they're going to be one of those teams that absolutely can be in contention towards the back end of the season.
For sure. I'm gonna go right down the road, and I'm gonna pick TCU
Oh yeah,
as my dark horse. We got Josh Hoover come back, who had a great freshman year last year. They got most of their defense coming back this year, which is going to be huge. They got their starting running back coming back. Their biggest thing is just going to be, are their transfers for receiver going to pan out? Is Hoover going to have enough guys to throw to? Are they going to be able to mesh in the right way? But I mean, I think TCU has a chance to, if they can put everything together, they can really be much improved this year. So I'm gonna pick TCU.
I like it.
I like it. I like it. 2 weeks in a row, we've all
Okay.
had different answers for the dark horses, and we all had different conference champions. So
Yeah,
I
I
like
didn't
it.
think about picking Baylor until you picked them, so I figured I'd switch. So
it wasn't as uniform as Clemson winning.
no,
No, I
definitely
mean,
not.
but
Not in the Big
that's a
12.
given. I
Yeah.
mean, uh, we did, and nobody picked Iowa State, even though we're all
Yeah.
pretty we're all pretty high on their schedule. It
Well, and that's
seems
what like,
easiest one in the conference, but
and that's where you could say like, I guess you could technically pick them as a dark horse, but I still see them as a dark horse because I think they have a legitimate shot of winning the conference. So
I mean,
no,
I feel like, but I feel like there's 7 teams that have a legit shot at winning the
that's
conference,
very
right?
too.
Like
Yeah.
Baylor has a legit shot at winning the conference, like
I,
legitimately.
Yeah.
Iowa State has the sixth best odds.
Yeah.
So using that, yeah, you could say they're a dark horse, I guess, just
True.
because of where
Yeah.
they're. But
And
That would be our honorable mention.
I was going back and forth from Kansas State as well. I think Avery Johnson's going to take a huge step up this year. And again, they're always in the mix. Even when OU and Texas were in the conference, they were always kind of in that mix to be that team that kind of spoils it for one of those two teams to make it to the conference championship game. So
For sure.
yeah, the Dan Snyder days. But yeah,
That's all we got.
that's it.
Bill Schneider.
Who did I say?
Dan Snyder.
Who's Dan Schneider?
Dan Snyder was the former owner of the Washington Redskins / Commanders.
Well, he might be coaching TV. It's late, brother. It's late. But yes, Bill Schneider. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Like Tyler Adams.
That's right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Continue to like, subscribe, share. Once we get all of our picks for all of our conferences out, we'll send it out so everybody else can make their picks and submit them in this year.
Next week's what? Big Ten.
Next week
Big
will be
Ten.
Big Ten. Yeah.
Now we're getting into it, man.
Yep.
Yeah, we're getting into it, but
Interesting for sure.
Big Ten's top heavy. It's a 2 horse race.
We'll see.
Maybe.
A little bit of foreshadowing. A little bit of
Get
foreshadowing.
into it. Hey, we didn't really talk about the SEC this week either.
That's great.
Yeah.
We did good. We did good,
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
We threw a little bit in there. So.
Just a tiny bit. That's all right.
All right. Yeah, but thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.